Well, I'm here at Cottier's Theatre with Fools on the Frontline, and it's your EP launch tonight, isn't it?
Correct, yes, yeah.
Are you excited?
Very excited.
Are you as excited as Catherine?
Well, Catherine says she never slept last night, so I never slept either. Did you sleep, Brian?
I always sleep.
You always
I never
sleep.
struggle with the sleep. Yeah.
You're the singer, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
And I have to tell you, you've got a fantastic voice.
Thanks very much.
I just loved your voice on I Am One.
That's right, yeah.
Which I played on Wednesday.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
This is going out on Tuesday night when all your EP is going to be featured along
Brilliant.
with the interview.
Thank you very much for that.
That's if it's okay by you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. No problem. Play as many times as you like.
We like all the help we can get. So.
Right, so who's going to tell me how the band got together? I do know a little bit of the story.
Yeah, well, the band got together really. Myself and Alan are brothers. Christian's been friends of ours for a long, long time. We also do some session work for some other artists, and that's how me and Christian met Johnny, the bass player. And I believe Christian, in a past life, sold Wes a car, and that relationship kind of went from there. And Wes joined us kind of about January. We've only been going since December, so everything's happened at a good pace. And this is our first gig as Fools on the Frontline. Our EP launch, as you've said, is tonight, and we'll see how it goes. It's all looking good at the moment.
So I wasn't aware this was your first gig as a band.
As a band as it is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we've gigged lots in the past in our own separate kind of sort of, let's say we do session, and we also have been in bands previous, but as Fools on the Frontline, which only, like I say, kicked off in December, this is our first gig. This is our opener.
Wow, so I'm here at the very first one. So I was going to ask you tonight how the second-hand car came into it, but now I know.
Well, I was a student at Glasgow Uni for 5 years, and I sold cars at the weekends. I'm not allowed to say the name of the company, am I? No?
Oh, you might be able to get away with it.
Peter Vardy's in Motherwell, and Wes was just a young 17-year-old. Just passed his driving test, and he came in with his mum and dad to buy his first car, and I sold him it, and they told me his mum and dad, being as proud as they are, told me how great a drummer he was. So I took a mental note of that, and that was about 6 years ago, Mm-hmm. So yeah. 6 years later, gave him a phone call, he wanted to play drums for us, he was right up for it. So
why did it take 6 years?
I actually didn't. Christian contacted me asking if I wanted to play drums for them at the time. It wasn't Fools on the Frontline, but it was something similar to it. And I was in another band at the time that I'd been committed to for a few years. And I went along, played. It was a completely different style to what I was playing at the time, and I said, thanks for asking me, but I'm going to have to focus on my own at the minute. That fell through, and as it was said, we only really started doing everything in January. I got a phone call in December asking if I was interested in coming along again, and I did. So
wow,
and that's what happened.
Can I just say his mum and dad are much happier now that he's playing music that they like.
This is true.
See, all mums and dads are like that. Now, Catherine, you are the one who actually introduced me to the band.
Yes, I was, yeah. I was actually introduced to the band by Trish from Dunoon Radio, and it's only actually 3 or 4 weeks ago, but it's kind of like snowballed.
Only 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow.
But when I heard one on Dunoon Radio, I thought, wow, it's just that wow factor. And that's when kind of got in touch with them and just started to do what I could.
So what do you do? Tell me what does a record promoter do?
Well, I've only been doing it for just less than a year, and it's purely voluntary because I love music and I love helping people. I like helping them succeed. So what I do is, it's mainly through Facebook, messaging, emails, but I tend to focus on getting them radio airplay. The more contacts, the better, you know. It's been a huge response to these guys. Fools on the Frontline are really rocking it. You know, they had airplay in New York just recently, on Cassidy Young's show, so, you know,
wow.
Yeah.
So you're off to New York soon then?
Oh, hopefully, yeah. Bags are packed already.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
So you go on stage about 9:30 tonight.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Can you give us a little sort of hint about what your playlist is going to be? Is it going to be things from the EP?
We'll be playing all 3 from the EP, yes. Yeah. And there'll be a few others as well that nobody's heard before. We've been very, very busy writing stuff before we've got together as a band and after. We're coming home from work and we're plugging the guitars into the iPads and recording tracks, laying tracks down, taking them. Brian would veto it and say, no, we're not doing that, and back to the drawing board. One of the songs that took us about 4 or 5 attempts to get that right, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But we got there, and we'll be playing that tonight as well.
Fantastic. So who's the main songwriter?
Brian does all the lyrics. He's a genius with lyrics, I think, personally.
I think at the end of the day, what we're all very good at is taking scratches of ideas and then either can join in 2 or 3 of those ideas and making a song, or let's say just taking an individual idea and then just handing it over. So there's always in my mind a hook, a lyric, a kind of a feeling that I want to try and portray, and then I do my best to give that to these guys as they get the idea, and these guys go away and just make it musically fit the idea that I'm trying to kind of sort of put across, and hopefully that works. And at the end of the day, as long as we like it, then we have to assume that others will too. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of premise that we work on. We're not too precious about it. We're not trying to find a unique full style. If we like it, then other people surely by law of averages must too. Mm-hmm. And the more we get that right, the more success we'll have. So that's kind of.
To add to that, some of the things that I'll come up with, Alan, the other guitarist, is a completely different style of guitarist to me. He plays stuff that I cannot play or think of, so anything I put down with my iPad or whatever, I'll send it to him, and it'll come back a day later and he's totally rejigged what he would be playing in it, and just to make it all that much better. And vice versa, he would do the same.
Now I'm going to ask you a question that I ask all the bands, even like the big bands like Travis. He's going to be asked this on Monday. Do you ever fall out? Like when you're at rehearsal?
Me and Brian are like brothers. Hopefully that'll answer your question.
So does one of you say, that isn't the way that's supposed to be played?
I think at the end of the day, it's always going to be a collective. But if it's not right, then I think everyone will know. But it just takes one person to be a little bit more forceful, and that can come from any one of the 5 of us, and has done. At some point or other, you have to kind of respect that somebody's just adamant that we don't veto things very often. So when you do, you really feel strongly about it, and we find another direction. And we've managed to do that so far. But I'm saying we've managed to do that so far. We've only been together 2 or 3 months. Mm-hmm. Do we fall out? Yeah, but do we take it personally? Definitely not. We move on very quickly, very, very quickly.
Now, on your Facebook page, it says that you all met for the very first time at the studio. Mm-hmm. So that is true.
Yes.
You had never played together until that day?
Not as Fools On The Frontline, but Wes hadn't really played with us as we were at the moment, and neither had Johnny. Myself, Brian and Alan had the odd jam session in the house, but myself and Brian and Johnny do session work for another artist called Cal. Mm-hmm. He's a kind of Scottish rock artist, so it was through playing for Cal that we kind of decided to put something together ourselves, because we realised that we fell in love with music again after a few years. Well,
from what I've heard, what Catherine sent me, I think you're going to be very, very big.
Well, we hope so.
Keep our feet on the ground, we'll stay grounded. Whatever comes, and we'll enjoy it as it comes.
Yeah. Just remember Oban FM, you know, when you're jetting off to America, and send us a postcard.
You know what, we've said that to everybody that's helped us, that if anything ever did happen and it's a long shot, we'll always remember them.
You always send us a postcard from Japan and America and all these cool places.
Your glass is more full than mine.
Well, I see big things for you, because you are fantastic.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm so happy I'm going to get to see you play live.
We hope you enjoy your night
tonight.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks very much for the interview and the airtime in the coming days. Really appreciate it.
We'd also like to thank Catherine as well for doing so much work for us.
Catherine is just amazing. She's a lovely lady.
Thank you, Erin. I just find that funny. It just makes me want to giggle.
From what I know of you, I think you're a giggly person anyway. You enjoy life.
I just love music, and like I said, these guys, they've got it, you know.
So are there any of your other bands playing tonight, or is it just Fools on the Frontline?
No, I've seen a part of what's been going on tonight, but I don't know anyone else here. All my other bands are some in Scotland, some in England. So, some great bands out there.
So you're going to go big places as well?
She's coming to New York with us.
Is she going to New York with you? I think her bags are already packed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
and I hope one day you'll come into the studio and do a live session for us.
Be happy to. Yeah,
invite us down, we'll do it, yeah.
So, one Tuesday night, we'll have only Fools and Horses. You see, I'm looking at you and you've got a smile
Plonker.
like your smile's just dazzling me. We'll have a Fools on the Frontline special, 2-hour special.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
That would be amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So
Be a lot of talking, isn't it?
thank you so much, and I look forward to tonight.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oban FM.